Alright, hi everyone, my name is Sammy, and welcome to another part in my playthrough, my Stream Theory playthrough of Assassin's Creed 4, where I will play the game live while also providing commentary and analysis at the same time. So, finally made it to Kingston in the last part. So, looks like a fairly big city, I'm thinking. Even from this little preview here. And I don't. I just arrived, so I don't really know the extent of the city. But I can tell just from the way it's designed, even this little area that I only know of this area that I just arrived to. From this small view, I can tell that this is probably the largest city area in the whole game. So, I can also probably tell, based on the total collectibles and missions here, those numbers are much larger than the other cities that we've been to. So, it even has, wow, it even has hunting areas, so that's something different. We haven't seen that in, like, say, Havana, for instance. Havana didn't have hunting. Apparently there are animals to hunt here, too. You can see that stuff. Alright, so I said the first thing I'm going to do is replay the mission that I did at the end of the stream last time, which was not 100% completed. So, okay. Hang on one second before. I'm going to make sure that the stream is fully up. Yeah, it looks like there was a hiccup there, but that's fine. Alright, so let's go back to the last mission we did. Alright. So, not that one, because, yeah, I did this one. 80%. I need to kill gunners, kill guards, stunned by smoke. So the thing is that, because I haven't been doing so many of these missions, I forgot about the optional objective stuff, so let's make sure to get that stuff done. This time I will spend a little bit more time, spend a little bit more of my focus on the story, trying to pay attention, because that was difficult to do.
Saying the rest is close behind. When we see the sage, you bring in the rest of the gold, make the swap, and get out. I'll be watching all from close by.
No, Kenway, you run this scheme alone, at the risk of losing the faith of your crew. It makes me ill to think of you bartering with that wretched slaver.
Come on, mate. Once we have the sage, we'll all be rich.
Not if young Master Kid gets to him first.
Kid? Jesus. That lad's here to kill him.
Edward, what the hell are you doing here?
I'm tailing these men to the sage. You hold off till he appears.
The sage is here.
Right. Prins is leading us straight to him.
All right, Jim. All my different time, not
Alright, so I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to attempt to pay attention to the dialogue here. Let's see, the optional objectives are there right now. So, kill gunners, kill guards stunned by smoke bombs. 5 of them. Wow. Okay. So, I could also stun the guards myself at the same time. Where are these gunners? Good question. What do they mean? What does this game even mean by gunners?
How long has it been since our last meeting, Senor Prins? A year?
Near 18 months. You first described this Roberts fellow to me.
James Kidd there will take care of that guy, remember that.
That's really senseless. Too much good cheer. Game is... Ah, I see. Not just change...
I did not want him to do that. Wanted him to go up. Instead of going up, he went to the side there.
Ah, I see. Not just change in that short time. None called me governor, for instance, where I quit that course last year.
Ah, I was not aware.
Seeing a little bit more of the weird platforming going on here. So it's not quite going in the direction I want him to go. He should have went towards that tree.
Convert them? God knows, Torres. There's none here so foolish as them.
How do you mean?
Is it not a sin to enslave a fellow Christian? Yes. A brave soul from animal to man would be tantamount to inviting one's cattle to the dinner table.
Forgive my impatience, but how far is it?
We're nearly there.
Where are these gunners? That's what I want to know. Where are these gunners?
Oh! Stand your ground, slave, and face corporal punishment like a man. I act like a man now, but you have denied me that right for 30 years.
I find your bearing appalling, Prince. I believe all thinking, feeling men deserve respect and opportunity.
Your long ties to the Moors have diluted your blood and softened your hearts.
This is what you say I believe in the natural equality of all races or sexes. Surely men with talent and intelligence should lead. But there is no true profit to be gained by the practice of slavery. In the short term, it makes us money. But in the long term, we will render us victims of our own success.
Ah, but you and I, sir, old as we are, will not live to see that unfortunate day. So why bother?
I think they're discussing the potential dangers of enslavement. And that in the long term, it's not good for them. The other guy there said, we're not going to be old enough to see that day. Thinking this is a gunner?
Watch for your step, boy!
Yes, that's a gunner. Alright, so I'll look for these people.
Or virtue, nothing else.
Virtue? Oh, Torres. I have no wish to waste my day chattering about slaves and their pitiable condition. Let us conclude this transaction, then celebrate as friends.
I'm not seeing too many gunners. At least not in the area. Now I have to stay even closer to them.
Other stories about you, Trusa. You were a governor in Florida for a time.
See. I am one of a number of civil servants in my family. A long line of politicians.
I have always toyed with the idea of entering politics myself. Only I feel I have too much money and not enough years.
Speaking of stories, Prince, I've heard it said you were with Henry Morgan the day he sacked Panama. 1671, was it?
Oh, it's all true, yes. But let us not overesteem the honors forged and won on the battlefield. That skirmish was a deadly one, and a tremendous waste of coin and resources. It wasn't until many years after that I sheathed my sword in favor of a far safer and yet more profitable venture. Capital and resources. That's where money is made. And sir, let me tell you, on the whole,
I grow tired of this war. We must be close.
we must be on equal footing, you see. I don't trust Templars any more than you must trust me.
Well, if I'd known you were so skittish, I'd have brought you a bouquet of flowers.
Oh, I don't know why I bother. For the money, I suppose. Vast sums of money. You say you came alone, Horace?
Not alone, but certainly without colleagues. I took passage aboard a British merchant's brig.
Ah,
Okay, so I don't think I was able to find. I don't think I was able to find the.
Not until we see the sage.
here's a quiet spot.
Yeah, I'm not sure,
I'll see the money.
but what I can see
This is
is a little bit more of the story than I understood the first time.
It pains me to
Alright,
attract someone of my own
yeah,
race
your name
for
is a little
profit,
complicated,
Mr.
but
Torres.
Backpack
Tell
Rumplay.
me again,
Welcome
what
to the
has
chat.
this Robert's fellow done to upset you?
Is this some form of Protestant piety I'm not familiar with?
Perhaps another day.
What?
Next time, see to it that we are not followed. Deal with this!
You cocked up my kill, Kenway.
For a better cause.
Actually, I can probably do this.
You lost your chance.
There we go. That's
I'm going after Prins.
a good way to.
Kid, no!
I could have killed more of those guards that way.
Jim!
There'll be others during this chase that I can
Not this time, Kenway.
I can affect the same way.
Come on, man! We can work this together!
You had your chance.
Stay your blade, kid!
Okay, now that is done.
Wait!
Find gunners. Oh, a few more of those rooftop guys. Just two of them. May actually need to do this over again. Okay, we'll go back to the checkpoint there. Yeah, I thought James Kidd was at full health, basically. For some reason,
Kid, no!
brought down to 0 health out of nowhere.
Not this time, Kenway.
Just then look out for
Come
some
on, man! We can
rooftop
work this
guards.
together.
You had your chance.
Stay your blade, kid! Wait!
I may need to do the mission over again from the beginning. And seriously look out for more of these gunners, now that I know who and what they are. Yeah, I think that's a better idea. I don't think I'll be able to find many of them here. So, let's try again. I'll start the mission from the beginning. Just to get Reload. Yeah, I could restart memory. So, do the tailing portion again. This actually is not that bad, because it'll give me another chance to try and work out what they're saying. It's still really difficult for me to follow the dialogue at the same time as I'm dealing with all this
Edward, what the hell?
hiding and rooftop
Tailing these men to the sage.
jumping and
You hold off.
killing guards.
The sage is here.
Prins is leading us.
Like I said last time, it's difficult to balance all that stuff.
Staying with me for a time, not long.
So it looks like I have to do it during this part. Makes a little bit more sense. Look out for more of these top guards.
How long has it been since our last meeting, Senior Prince? A year?
Near 18 months. You first applied this Roberts fellow to me in November of 1715.
Check out on this rooftop here.
Ah,
See if there are any.
what has changed in this country?
That's a gunner.
None call me governor, for instance, for I quit that post last year.
I was none of
Ah,
that.
I see. Much has changed in that short time. None call me governor, for instance, for I quit that post last year.
I was none
So
of that.
many churches in Kingston. Have the English at last taken to converting their slaves to the Christian faith?
Convert them? God knows, Horace.
So many
That's not
churches
near
in
so
Kingston.
foolish as that.
Have the English at last taken to converting their slaves to the Christian faith?
Ah! Convert them? God knows, Horace. That's not near so foolish.
Okay, that's two. Need two more.
English? How do you mean?
Is it not a sin to enslave a fellow Christian? Therefore, to transmute a slave's soul from animal to man would be tantamount to inviting one's cattle to the dinner table.
Forgive my mistake. And how far is it?
We are nearly there.
Alright, where is the next gunner guy? Oh, there's one over there. Interesting.
Stand your ground, slave, and face corporal punishment like a man.
I
Why
find
act
you
like
very
a man now?
important.
When you have denied me
Hiding
that right
or
for
thinking
13
freely men
years.
deserve respect and opportunity.
Ah, Spaniards. Your long ties to the Moors have diluted your blood and softened your hearts.
This is what you say I believe in the natural equality of races or sexes. Truly, but there is no true profit to the game. In the short term, it makes us not succeed. But in the long term, we render us the victims of our own success.
Ah, but you and I, sir, old as we are, will not live to see that.
One more. Just one more.
Keep him in sight! I've got a clear shot.
For virtue, we do nothing else.
Man, these guys are persistent. Might be able to catch two of these birds with one stone. There's one gunner up here. I have to get up here.
Don't lose sight of him! That's a clear shot!
And so close, getting that fourth one. That was the fourth one. And see how difficult it is to try to balance out doing just this mission with all the optional objectives and everything like that. Say that's the one pitfall of dealing with mission here. This is not gonna work. I had to do this a different way. Get at that guy. Yeah, trying to get that fourth gunner is really difficult.
I find your bearing odd. Idle or thinking feeling men deserve respect and opportunity.
Ah, you Spaniards! Your long ties to the Moors have diluted your blood and softened your hearts.
This is not to say I believe in the natural equality of all races or sexes. Truly men with talent and intelligence should live.
Hang on a second. Where did that gunner go? Load. Reload less checkpoint. Man, this is really tough to get this 100%. Probably the toughest mission yet. So there he is.
I find your bearing odd. Idle or thinking feeling men deserve respect and opportunity.
Ah, you Spaniards! Your long ties to the Moors have diluted your blood and softened your hearts.
Too difficult. Okay, I have a plan. Do that again, but then use the. All right, 5th time's a charm. Finally get through this. Try this again, and then make sure I have the smoke bomb. Smoke bomb.
Feeling men deserve respect and opportunity.
Ah, Spaniards! Your long ties to the Moors have diluted your blood and softened your hearts.
Ah. He had to take so long to do. I was jamming Y to try to make sure he did the smoke bomb, but it took way too long for him to do that. Alright, yeah, this gunner here giving me trouble.
Idle or thinking feeling men deserve respect and opportunity.
Ah, Spaniards! Your long ties to the Moors have diluted your blood and softened your hearts.
This is not to say I believe in the natural equality of all races or sexes.
Oh, where'd the gunner go this time? Oh, he's gone again. Need that gunner. That is the 4th one. Unless there's another gunner somewhere else that I could possibly do this.
I find your bearing odd. Idle or thinking feeling men deserve respect.
Alright, so there he is now.
Ah, you Spaniards! Your long ties to the Moors have diluted your blood and softened your hearts.
And it takes a long time to.
Practice of slavery. In the short term, it makes us money, see. But in the long term, it will render us.
Alright, I'm gonna try this again. Maybe you just can't get that gunner there. I don't know how you'd be able to get this one.
Stand your ground, slave, and face corporal punishment like a man. Why act like a man now, when you have denied
I
me that
find your
right
bearing
for
odd.
20 years?
Idle or thinking feeling men deserve respect and opportunity.
Ah, you
Has to be a way to do it.
Your long ties to the Moors have diluted your blood and softened your hearts.
Quality of all races or sexes. But there is no
Okay, well, I guess that's the way.
gained by the practice of slavery.
Get lucky, that's how
In
you
the
do it.
short term, it makes us money,
Alright.
see. But in the long term,
Now I can actually get on with the mission.
own success.
Ah, but you and I, sir, old as we are,
Only one more gunner. At this point, I'm also basically no longer concerned with yeah, these guys are just making it way too difficult. No hiding spots around here either. Just a little bit too ridiculous. Where are all the... Man, getting the optional objectives on this one's probably the most ridiculous one yet. Okay, so... finally move on, only need one more guard as far as the smoke bombs.
For virtue, if nothing else.
Finally back on track.
Oh, alright. I have no wish to waste my day chattering about slaves and their pitiable condition. Let us conclude this transaction, then celebrate as friends. Other stories about your person. You were a governor in Florida for a time.
I'm one of a number of civil servants in my family. Long line of politicians.
I have always toyed with the idea of entering politics myself. Only I feel I have...
Alright, so from what I'm gathering from the discussion, which I was able to listen to multiple times at this point,
Speaking of
discussing
stories, Prins,
slavery.
I heard it said you were with Henry Morgan the day he sacked Panama. 60.
Also Christianity. Why they don't seek to convert slaves to Christianity, talking about
Speaking of
how that would
stories,
actually be sinful,
I
which
heard
is
it
really
said you were with Henry Morgan the day he sacked Panama.
hypocritical.
1671, was it?
It's sin to enslave fellow Christians.
Oh, it's all true, yes. But let us not overesteem the honors forged and won on the battlefield.
And that's the reason why they don't
And a tremendous waste of
give them the religion.
It wasn't until
A lot of complex stuff being discussed. Themes being, well, not being discussed, but themes being explored by this game.
Capital and resources. That's where money is made. And sir, let me tell you, honor bought is more enjoyable than honor won, if they touch this firm.
I grow tired of this.
Alright, so we can do more in-depth talk once
Yes,
mission
just
is
here.
done.
We must be on equal footing, you see. I don't trust Templars any more than you must trust me.
Talk about the difficulty of the mission in general. That's probably one good
What
topic.
If I'd known you were so skittish, I'd have brought you a bouquet of flowers.
Oh, I don't know why I bother. For the money, I suppose. The vast sums of money. You say you came alone, Horace?
Not alone, but certainly.
A lot of waiting for
I took
the
passage
dialogue
aboard a British
to
merchant
finish up. A lot of downtime there. We can discuss that as well. Well, scripting could have been paced a little bit better, I suppose.
Now's the time.
Not until we see the sage.
Okay, so now we get the guard attack.
Cocked up my kill.
We can mess up with smoke bomb. Like that. Now the optional objectives are all done.
Kid, no! Jim, stop!
Now, what's the only thing that's left is I have to just catch James Kidd here.
Come on, man! We can work this together!
You have your plan.
Stay your blade, kid! Wait! Jim, stop!
Damn you, old Strat! Keep your natty hands off me!
I can't let you kill those men, kid. Not until I found the sage.
I've been stalking that pig for a week now, charting his moves, and here I find not one but two of my targets, and you rob me of both.
Patience, man. You have your kills.
When I locate the sage, you're helping me take Prins. Got that?
Okay, so optional objectives look like they're done. I actually kind of want to rate the mission even lower now that I know the true difficulty of the mission. I want to make sure of one thing here. If I'm allowed to do that. Okay, so now I'll keep it at 3. I think I noticed a little bit of an issue here with the performance, and I know the reason why now. It's because normally I have this set to certain setting. Oh no, never. Yeah, it's still fine. Okay, so that mission they're discussing themes about. Well, they're discussing their use of slavery and how they even know that it is a problem. However, they're kind of shuffling the problem down, hunting it down to future generations. That the disenfranchisement of certain peoples is not a good idea in the long run. But the Prins, I think it was Prins, he said he doesn't care because they won't live long enough to see that uprising come. And technically he's right, but see just how these guys are not forward thinking in their enslavement here. I mean, if you're going to worry about, or if you're going to do something, participate in slavery, I guess there is no reason why you would think about long-term ramifications if it doesn't affect you personally. And these guys are already they're already aware of the wrong that they're doing, the moral wrongness of slavery. Because they can get away with it, essentially. That's why they're doing it. Some people, on the other hand, like historically, they don't even know that they're doing something wrong. These guys, they know it's wrong, and they're doing it anyway because they can get away with it. Because any ramifications will not affect them; it'll only affect future generations. All right, so the next mission is here. But there are a lot of missions I can be doing. I can also do Templar Hunt. I could also do some more sync points. Lots of stuff I can do. Think I will Assassin Contract. Lots of stuff. think I'm gonna get more viewpoints synced. Or I do some more missions. That'll also give me some time to talk about. Alright, so they're also bringing religion into it, and how one reason why they're not converting their slaves to Christianity, you know, despite their missionary tendencies, is because they know it would be a sin to enslave fellow Christians. Of course, to them, it's not a sin to just enslave anybody, it's just fellow Christians. It's totally fine to enslave other people according to them. Other types of peoples. So there's some subtle commentary going on about the actions, but it's mostly to make the Templars look even worse. Like, oh, these Templars, they are definitely the bad guys, so it's not being subtle about that, it's just being subtle in the commentary of these themes. I'd say Assassin's Creed 4 so far seems to be the first game in the series that, or out of the ones I played, I haven't played Assassin's Creed Liberation. It was the PS Vita game originally. Seems to be the first game that directly addresses the issue of race in these historical times. Previous games have been more about subtler commentary, like even Assassin's Creed 3, where it discussed the treatment of Native Americans. Connor himself, the main character, was half Native American. I don't think it directly addressed that within dialogue. Or maybe it did. It was a long game. There could have been moments where it addressed that. There were definitely moments in that game where it was discussing the colonials' treatment, or even the colonials and British treatment of the Native Americans. Discussing their choices regarding that. Connor himself was being pulled by both worlds, caught in between, trying to figure out how he would live as, you know, half British, half Native American descent. He was being pulled by both worlds and caught in the middle of that conflict. So okay, maybe Assassin's Creed 4 was not the first. Assassin's Creed 3 definitely talked about that. Alright, so it's Oblivion's fate. Hello. Welcome to my game here. Alright, so slowly making our way to the next mission. Oh, there's a viewpoint over here. I didn't see that. Besides discussing those themes in that dialogue, I would say it's still really difficult to follow all that stuff at the same time, and it's not a really good idea for the game to try and have us tackle that, pay attention to all those things at the same time, for various reasons I discussed in previous parts of my playthrough. Just to recap that, it's just because the dialogue there isn't really working with the gameplay of us trying to follow the guys. It's a tailing mission. We're trying to follow the guys and hide in spots, while also trying to... have I ever completed most of the game? No, this is actually my first playthrough. It's Oblivion. This is my first playthrough of the game, so I'm discussing it and trying to give my very first impressions of everything that's going on. So you're seeing like my live reaction to the game as I play it for the first time. I haven't played up. Oh, this is sequence 5, I believe. So I have played several hours into the game, so I'm used to what the game has to offer. Okay, let's climb this sync point here. However, I do know in general what Assassin's Creed games are all about. I've played all of them up until this game, except for Liberation. So I haven't played the new Assassin's Creed games, like Unity. Oh, there's James Kidd's over here too. It's right at the, apparently right at the sync point. Alright, let's do the sync point first, wherever that is. Where's that, over here? Okay. Newbie at Assassin's Creed or just this game? Right, as I was saying, not a newbie at Assassin's Creed. I played all of them up until this game, so I, except Liberation. So I haven't played, out of all the Assassin's Creed games, I haven't played Liberation, Unity, and Rogue. But all the other ones I played so far. So this is my first time playing 4. Black Flag. What else? What is in this area? Not much. Just a... What is this? Another one of those warehouses? I think so. Alright, while I'm here, I'll start up this mission. Also, I should have discussed how was kind of, that last mission was a little too complex as far as the optional objectives. Even when you knew what you were doing, it was tough to manage all that stuff. Probably asking a little too much. But I won't delay. I will continue progressing the story here, so let's look at this mission.
Wouldn't you prefer meeting in a pub?
I came to Kingston chasing a target. Getting pissed ain't a priority.
We could work together on this, you know. It's Lawrence Prince you're after. I want his prisoner.
We're after the Sage as well, Edward. Careful who you cross.
May the best man win.
There's guards patrolling that property from end to end. Looks to me like they use bells to signal trouble. See there? We'll want to disable those before pushing too far. With so many men about, we can't rely on stealth alone, so... I'll do what I can to distract and draw their attention, giving you a chance to cut them down. Ready?
Your name's not James, is it?
Not most days. Come on.
Alright, I don't think that is really that much of a surprise. In fact, I was referring to James Kidd as her and she by accident, just because I thought that, oh, it's just a woman dressing up as a man because of the overall society's view on against women doing such things. So if she wanted to be a pirate and live that life, then she couldn't do it as herself. She would have to dress up as a man. So I don't think this game was really hiding that fact. It seemed like Edward here was the only person really
If you see Prins
not
kill him, and there'll be a bit of coin in it for you.
not catching on, not able to figure that out.
How is it you're a woman?
Fast, Edward. That's something that needs explaining. Now, I'm here to do a job. I'll let you be amused later.
The Assassins, which she's also a part of. The Assassins are a little bit more progressive than pirates are. They have several women in their guild, no problem. Actually, even since like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, they've been totally fine with recruiting women. And that takes place centuries before this game. Oh, this plantation, or this warehouse, has a ton of guards compared to the other ones. Alright, use berserk darts on brutes, use sleep darts on gunners. Do I have... Okay, good, I'm equipped with all 5. was worried I had none. So, brutes. Brutes. Not sure what brutes are. I'm assuming those are the big guys there. And gunners are up there. So, let's get this clear. Berserk darts on brutes.
Right.
Alright, I also have to sabotage these bells. Alright, so that's a brute, right? Alright, I got 1 out of 2. So, they'll attack. Let me also get this guy here. Let's see. Those guys are brutes, right? At least one of them is. Now, let's get this... When I'm about to climb up there, I'll make sure to do that. So one more brute, and I will do the optional objective there. There we go. That's done. So sleep dart this guy. So doing all these things all at once, I'm actually able to do.
You. Come back, you wicked coward.
Alright, climb up before this guy wakes up. Glad that thing was there. Okay, loot. Not drop down loot. Alright, one more gunner. Find that other one. Okay. Probably over there somewhere it'll be a gunner. Right, as a mission, this is definitely more stealth focused, I can see that. And I'm really liking this because I'm fully able to utilize all my stealthiness. I feel like I am fully... like this is probably the best test of stealth I've seen so far. Put a ton of guards in the area, and then go to town. Just be able to free roam. Much better than a tailing mission for sure, just because of how much freedom you have. Tailing mission, you're in a very narrow corridor of stealth. Here it's just a big playground. So I think gotta sabotage that. We pulled him away by berserk darting this guy. Me.
Alarm! Rouse yourselves, you dullards!
Make sure that the alarm doesn't go by. So I need to sleep dart this dude up here. He shows his face. pretty close. That was probably my biggest slip up regarding stealth there. This is such a big area that guards who see you in one place won't necessarily alert everybody else. Still have some time to get to the other portion of the map here. Just to be clear, I want to make sure I get my optional objectives covered. Alright, 2 out of 2, both all set. As far as stealth goes, options in this level are pretty darn good, but because this is an Assassin's Creed game, I'd say the one major flaw, or the one thing left out, is that you can't really truly do a 100% non-lethal playthrough, or like a more challenging run. Just because even when you do an unarmed setting, sometimes he will do like a lethal action, like throwing people off rooftops and cliffs, or like snapping their necks. You can't tell him to do non-lethal. You can only do unarmed, which isn't necessarily the same as non-lethal. There's one tower up there with one more dude. Try and go around way. How far will this guy go? Go all the way over here?
Oh, alarm! Help me, damn it!
He does. Okay.
Something about it! Help! Alarm! Alarm!
Hopefully, that will distract them long enough to. Oh wow! How did they see me? That's insane. I feel like there's no way they should have been able to see me. These guys, smoke bombs, short work of them. Alright, so that was a kind of a slip up, but not necessarily. I'm gonna chalk that one up to freak occurrence of weird AI seeing me through a weird circumstance. Like they should not have been able to see me. Okay, so let me do this last thing. So there's a treasure chest here, might as well pick that up now. Where is it? Here? Are any more treasure chests around here? I don't think so. 2 points up there. Okay. I won't get that right now. I'll get that later. Are there, like... I think there are allies here. Yeah, that's an assassin, right? Oh no, that's actually James Kidd, but there are other blue dots on my screen showing up. Oh, now they're gone.
Hold there, you stupid! Come back here! Hey! I'm not...
One more curious fellow. Alright, so... could have been a little bit more nuanced with that. I was just a little bit more careful. Wouldn't have happened, but... or that mess up wouldn't have happened. However, I think at the same time, there was a little bit of weirdness there. I feel like I got them covered with that Berserk Dart, and yet I still somehow was discovered. They ended up seeing me where they shouldn't have.
Stand your ground!
Please, I've been shot. I need aid.
Christ, Thompson, look at her. She's hurt.
Dreadfully, sir. I'm poorly.
All right,
I'm faint.
take an arm, lass.
Bless you, lads.
Alright. One way to do it. There's a viewpoint up there. There is...
Boy, Arnold, Mr. Prins says to keep your eyes peeled tonight. Is there some men about Bentham making trouble? I'll spread the word.
kind of want to Berserk Dart that guy. You can see how the game is slowly, subtly letting you know certain ways you can approach like an area full of guards. Like the optional objectives, by giving you those optional objectives, that is a hint of a good strategy to approach it. So Berserk Dart on brutes, Sleep Darts on gunners is a fairly good strategy when approaching an area that is full of guards. Brutes being the strongest guards, like one of the healthiest guards, it makes sense that you would want to use the Berserk Darts on them because they can take out other guards much faster than, say, using a Berserk Dart on just any old random guard. Alright, so let's sneak by.
The way I see it is, sword fighting
Who then? You are the most inarticulate bugger I've ever met.
Oi, man! That ain't nice.
Okay, do the viewpoint first. Looks like this building has an interior to it. What I can tell from the outside, it's pretty interesting. The whole level design of this plantation is really good. Best on-land location I've seen so far. Because of how elaborately constructed it is, how full of guards it is. Great place for a stealth mission for sure. I really, for the most part there, I really felt like I was able to weave and bob through effectively use my resources here. And there was just one time when the guards saw me. It didn't really make all that sense. That has to do more with the stealth mechanics failing than the the AI interaction and stealth mechanics getting messed up, and not necessarily with the level design of the area. Oh, is that a berserk dart? Oh, I'm out of sleep darts. Gotcha. Almost messed that up. Okay, so let's. Oh, there's a. Let me get these optional things while I'm here, because this whole place. Reason for that is this whole place is going to be a restricted zone even after this mission, so I think I'd rather get all this stuff done right now than wait. I do have one throwing knife. Maybe I'll use that now. Okay. Jump in place. Let's see. There is a treasure chest. Looks like it's inside the building. That was kind of weird. AI kind of. AI kind of fumbled there. And so to finalize, or to mark the end of this mission, looks like the target is going to be inside the building, which adds a whole layer of extra what's the word for this? Difficulty, I suppose, challenge to the approach, because he's not just some guy wandering around on the outside and jump from a rooftop. You have to actually figure out a plan to get inside the building without alerting any guards. There's the treasure chest.
Yes.
Okay, that's all as far as the collectibles in this area, right? Oh, there's one there. Okay, try and get back up top. Get this one last treasure chest on the way back, or so I don't have to come back here. Where's the quickest way down, though? Here, I guess? No, I don't think so. Yeah, there's no real good way to get down from here. Alright, so this is the last collectible. I won't do any more of these. Just continue on with the mission from here. More dilly-dallying. So he's not on the top floor. He could be on this second floor or even the bottom floor. Yeah, so this whole approach to this building, the fact that it has an interior, makes it much more complex. Guards on every level to keep. You have to really be aware of your surroundings. That's why I think I like it, because of the amount of guards, the overall layout of the mission. The fact that you can't just see everything just by going up to a high spot like you could in previous Assassin's Creed games. The extra layer here is the fact that you can't get a total picture of what's going on because you can't see inside the building. So let's check out rest of this building here. See if I can find any more. Alright, this hiding spot. There's a way down to the lower levels from here. Looks like not. Anything here? No.
Stand still. Hey, come back! Are you serious?
No?
Kind of look odd.
Yep, keep going, keep going. Keep coming over here. The whistle to actually get him to follow through. There we go. Nothing here. Alright, so I was wrong about that. I see how this added layer to this whole interior is figure out which level target is on. Compared to other games, it's not necessarily like super complex as far as stealth, but compared to previous Assassin's Creed games, the interior stuff adds a whole twist to it.
Come back, you wicked coward! Give over. He's vanished.
Why don't these guys want to go to the corner? We'll go check inside. They must know that it is a bad idea. Okay. Still haven't located the target. Where the heck is he? Oh, okay, he wasn't inside after all. I think I see him over there. Okay. Very funny that the game has built this whole building with interiors and the target isn't even inside. So I'm not, maybe it's not even maybe the game isn't actually utilizing the design of the building here to its advantage. And think about how difficult it would have been to try and tackle the target from inside the building. That's no matter. This is still pretty darn tough. Try to get this guy from here. Why does he have to look this way? Turn around. Guard over there. This might not seem all that spectacular or exciting from like a third-person perspective, from someone looking from the sidelines, but when you're in the moment, being patient, required to be patient, slowly sinking through the environment.
You've caused no small portion of suffering yourself, Mr. Prince. Retribution, I suppose.
Really good use of stealth.
You absurd cutthroats and your precious philosophy. You live in the world, but you cannot make it move.
You mistake my motive, old man. I'm only after a bit of coin.
As was I, lad. As was I.
Heads up, Kenway! I found your man!
I remember you. The Templar from Havana.
I'm no Templar, mate. That was just a ruse. We've come here to save your ass from this slaver.
Save me? I work for Mr. Prins.
Well, then he's a poor man to call master. He meant to sell you out to the Templars.
Oh, you can't trust anyone, it seems.
Roberts!
Definitely gonna get the heck out of here. No need to do the combat.
You can't get past me.
Yeah, I think standing up to fight them would have been suicide. Just too many guards. And very clearly designed for this to be like an unwinnable situation if we want to go as far as a if you're going up to approach it from a fighting perspective, combat perspective. I'm anonymous. That's not gonna work. That's why we have smoke bombs.
Wait, what if he's in hiding here? Wait, what if he's in hiding here?
Alright, so getting away from these guys is way more difficult than I thought.
Got him taken.
Aye, stop. Stand still.
He'll not pass me.
Wonder how it expected us to get through this.
Hit the other side, boys.
Go get it, become anonymous. Must have been a way to do that.
You won't lose us, they're already dead. I got a shot. Just up
There we go. I think I missed this tree here. That was probably what I needed to do. Get through that whole tree line, then end up in this haystack, and that would have been the best way to lose these guys. And then from here I can just slink through to James Kidd over there.
He must be empty in the old country, just to have a few souls in all the days.
Be super careful here. Yeah, this is the ultimate test of stealth now, because there are even more guards around here than before. And you have to remain anonymous totally, or else you can't even finish the mission. So really, like, making sure you slink through to each hiding spot to hiding spot, because you can't be discovered again. Basically lose. Alright, so it looks like, I mean, the area was clearly designed with this specific escape route, right? Meant to go along these trees. Oh, whoops. Dang it. Why do you do that? You're meant to go along these treetops here to avoid detection, also providing a very quick exit route. All the way from your target. So as far as the way back, like, the developers of the game very clearly, at least to me it's clear, it was designed for a really swift way back. So the way in, you're using stealth, you're going really slowly from bush to bush, and then coming back out, there is a constructed linear path that you're basically meant to use.
Again, did you?
And you can't go off any other path because you
Queer aversion to kindness.
won't be able to finish the mission, really.
I suppose that's 2 men I've lost today. So, what's your real name, lass?
Mary Reed to my mum. And them I call friends. But not a word of it to anyone. Or I'll unman you as well.
Right, I'm gonna say this one I really like because just how much it tests your stealth skills. It really pushes you, challenges you to really think on your feet, make sure you're patient, and not taking too many risks. And well, the layout makes me feel like I'm totally, when I'm doing it right, when I'm taking advantage of the stealth and the hiding spots, I feel like I'm a true assassin. I don't know. I really feel like I'm in Edward's shoes over here, and that's mostly due to the level, the strengths of the level design, the AI placement. There were some fumbles along the way, but a key part of a stealth game is how it deals with that fumbling, how it deals when things go wrong. the fact that the area was so large, and you know, the guards don't necessarily raise the alarm in the entire area. You know, it goes back to that realism thing. If it was totally realistic, the whole area would be on alert, and the target would probably go into hiding. But there is a limit to how realistic it can be, so that you can actually play the game and have fun. I think this one was the best example of how that balance is achieved, or it's the closest example I've seen so far. So yeah, I messed up a few times, and I had to deal with combat, and I felt like I was fumbling, but there is some recovery, there is some leeway to recover from that. You're able to dispatch those guards quickly enough, you can continue forward, back to stealth, and finish the mission. So going in is, slow, stealthy, slinky, I like that. And then, so that you don't have to backtrack all the way back. Backtracking is a big problem with these level designs, especially if this is like basically what looks like an isolated area surrounded by walls. Backtracking would have been a clear problem here. So I think it is really nice that they also made sure you had an escape route. It seems a little weird when you think about it that there'd be a line of trees leading all the way back out from all the way back here. Like, this is super convenient, but it makes for a good escape scene, a good escape scene where you're the one being chased. I think I liked that about it. So everything about this, for the most part, I like, and it's one of the best missions I've played so far. So the one problem I see with the mission that just happened there was when I faltered at the end there, because your escape path was so narrow and there's really no other way to go about it. If you make a mistake and diverge off of it, then you can't complete the mission. As I saw, you have to become anonymous. So I had to go back, find a hiding spot, and actually find a way back to an earlier portion of that tree line, so I can get into that haystack. So that was a little wrinkle in the way that works. That's why, linear stuff doesn't necessarily work, because what happens if the player diverges from that path? So a direct example of that there. And my one mistake regarding that meant that I couldn't finish the mission right away. So yeah, that's the downside of a linear escape plan. But the upside of that is I have a fast route back through, instead of having to slink back the same way I came in, which would have been, kind of boring just because it's mostly backtracking. So that's the one minor complaint I have about that mission. For the most part, it is really good. Do I want to do an assassin contract here? I think, yeah, that was the last mission in Kingston, right? Where's the next? Wow, back at Nassau. All right, I have a few words to say. Maybe next mission, maybe next stream about the really suspect mission placement of this game, which is not accommodating at all to explorers. Saw that a little bit earlier on, but now we're seeing that again. So I have to travel all the way to Nassau from Kingston with nothing in between. Like, couldn't there be more? Couldn't there be better placement of these missions? Like, couldn't the next mission be like here, for instance? Why can't the next mission be here? That's close enough, Make a path through the world that allows me to travel a little bit on the way there. Maybe do some naval battles along the way as well. But, then I get to the next mission fairly quickly. Having to go all the way back here means there's going to be a lot of downtime in between. I guess it's better discussed for the next episode. I think for now, since we did that mission, it's a good time to call an end here. We did some back-to-back missions, a lot of figuring things out. As far as missions go, it's probably not the best example of excitement and stuff, but I feel like it was really good, really good stealth there, portrayed, discussed, like the epitome of what I like about the stealth in Assassin's Creed. It was all encapsulated in that mission. So I think now is a good time to end. Unless I want to do like an assassin contract. I don't know. For the most part, next part will look like I'm going to be doing all the miscellaneous missions around the area in Kingston. So there won't be any missions going forward here on out. So I'll save all the extra side missions and exploration of Kingston here for the next part, and then that'll probably take up the most of that part. I doubt I'll be able to get all the way back. I mean, no. Let's be realistic here. At the pace I'm going, getting back to Nassau from Kingston, definitely not next part. I might even want to consider fast traveling or making a beeline there, but I think it's a good idea to cover some of the areas that I have not covered yet on the way. Alright, so yes, there's some things that I wish I could have discussed there, but I think I covered most of my stuff. I mean, there was a lot of complex. By complex, I mean not like really difficult to understand, but rather difficult to keep track of just because of how I am dealing with so much stuff at the same time. Gameplay, balancing all that out with what they're discussing. So I really wish I could have been able to pay attention to the dialogue earlier on more clearly and then think about that more thoroughly. Because I feel like I didn't do it justice, and that's unfortunately going to be a side problem of what I'm doing here with a live reaction playthrough of the game. Alright, so no, I won't take any more time just discussing what just happened. I think it's a good time to end right here, and there'll be plenty of time in the next part tomorrow to, while I'm doing these side missions, to discuss various things about what I experienced today even. So, okay, if you tuned in live, thank you very much for watching, and you can follow, or you can watch all the archives of this playthrough so far over on YouTube, youtube.com/YamsterSam, and you can also follow me on Twitter at YamsterSam. And if you'd like, you can of course watch me live here on Twitch by following me, twitch.tv/YamsterSam. There's that follow button. Make sure you can watch whenever I go live, which I've been pretty good about doing that every single day for around 2 hours, sometimes more. On occasion, when I have a good block of time, yeah, I usually go for 2-hour chunks playing every day. So, yeah, follow me on all those places, and I will hopefully see you in the next part where we will tackle more of Kingston here. Later.